a land of breathtaking wilderness and extraordinary scenic beauty. Alaska is truly America's last great frontier. But there's more to it than meets the eye. Here are 10 interesting facts about Alaska that you may not have known. 1. It cost more money to build Central Park than to purchase the entire state of Alaska. Manhattan's Central Park was created between 1857 and 1876, and the New York State Legislature paid around $7.4 million to buy the 843 acres of land. Alaska, on the other hand, consists of over 600,000 square miles, but the United States had to shell out only $7.2 million, around $109 million in 2018 dollars, to purchase it from the Russian Empire in 1867. 2. The state flag of Alaska was designed by a 13-year-old boy in a contest. Before it became a state, Alaska was simply a territory controlled by the federal government, and it did not have a flag. But in 1926, George Parks, the territorial governor, proposed that having a flag might help it to become a state. Thanks to his persuasion, the Alaska American Legion held a contest urging all Alaskan children in grades 7 to 12 to come up with designs for the flag. Out of roughly 700 submissions, the judges picked the design submitted by 13-year-old Benny Benson. The 7th grader's design included a blue field representing the Alaskan sky, along with the Big Dipper and the North Star, which symbolized the strength and future of the state. 3. Alaska has the lowest population density in the nation. As of 2020, Alaska has an estimated population of 710,231 people and a population density of 1 person per square mile, which makes it the least densely populated state in the United States. New York, on the other hand, is one of the most densely populated states, with a total estimated population of 19,440,469 people and a population density of 421 people per square mile. If New York City, the largest city in the U.S., had the same population as Alaska, there would be only 16 people living in Manhattan. 4. Until 1986, you didn't even need to buy a property in Alaska. You could build a house and it would have been yours. The Homestead Act of 1862 played a pivotal role in the westward expansion of the United States. Effective in Alaska since 1898, the legislation made it possible for anyone to obtain 160 acres of land for less than $20, as long as they fulfilled certain requirements. In order to be eligible, the person would have to improve the plot by cultivating the land, building a house on it, and living there for 5 years. Those who met these guidelines received full ownership of the land after 5 years. The legislation was officially repealed in 1976, though a 10-year extension was provided. Homesteading has been illegal in Alaska since the 21st of October, 1986. 5. There is a town in Alaska where almost everyone lives and/or works under one roof. Whittier, also nicknamed as the Town Under One Roof, is a small city in Alaska with a population of around 217. Interestingly, nearly all of the town's residents live in a 14-story high-rise called the Baggage Towers condominium. Home to the local post office, church, laundromat, health clinic, and grocery store, the 63-year-old building acts as a self-contained city during the severely harsh winters. 6. In the city of Barrow, Alaska, the sun doesn't rise above the horizon for around 66 days in a row. The city of Utqiagvik, previously called Barrow, experiences what is known as polar night. It occurs in the southernmost and northernmost regions of the Earth, and during this time at these locations, night lasts for over 24 hours. However, in Barrow, the sun sets on November 18th or 19th and does not rise above the horizon until January 22nd or 23rd. The town remains in total darkness for around 66 days in a row. 7. In Alaska, the sun doesn't set during summer, and that causes vegetables to grow much bigger than usual. During this time, the sun doesn't set for around 2.5 months. From May 10th to August 2nd, Alaska receives more sunlight than any other state, all thanks to the midnight sun. The extra sunlight also causes vegetables to grow exceptionally big. In fact, Alaska holds the 2012 Guinness World Record for growing the heaviest cabbage, which weighed 138 pounds. 8. People in Alaska use roadkill for dinner. In Alaska, around 800 to 1,000 moose are killed in road accidents every year. That translates to over 1 million pounds of decomposing animals. Instead of letting the carcasses block roadways or attract scavengers, Alaskans actually use the meat for food. While motorists get first rights to roadkill, charity groups sign up to collect large roadkill and the meat is donated to the needy. 9. You can flag down a train between Hurricane Gulch and Talkeetna in Alaska. The Hurricane Turn, or simply Hurricane, is a passenger train that runs between Talkeetna and Hurricane Gulch. Unlike most trains that make scheduled stops at various stations, the Hurricane Turn stops only when passengers on the route flag it down by waving a white cloth. It is among the last remaining flag-stop trains in the United States. 10. Every resident of Alaska receives about $2,000 a year because of a payout from an oil wealth trust fund. Introduced in 1982, the Alaska Permanent Fund pays around $2,000 every year to every man, woman, and child living in Alaska. The state-owned investment fund was built using oil revenues, and it is the only unconditional cash transfer program of its kind in the entire United States. The initiative aims to provide families enough money to eliminate extreme poverty. Are there any more interesting facts about Alaska that you think we should know? Let us know in the comments below.